Shabbat Shalom. Before I begin, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai, Bahasham Chakwadash, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who are teaching 100% truth of the Holy Scriptures. Shalom to the elect, and shalom to the brothers that are pushing the word of Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai in truth and sincerity. And this lesson is going to be entitled, War is a Catalyst to More Plagues. Right, and with this whole Iran situation, it's only going to cause more and more, how should I say, bad things to happen, right? And I chat GBT'd it, and I just took down 3 bullet points that it had given me, So let's start with this. If I may say before, we understand that prophecy has to be fulfilled because Yahweh Shem Shai is not a man that he should lie. And before World War III starts, right, the mandatory implementation of the MOTB has to be established. All right, so these things is just gonna go to, it could be a false flag to truly bring down the system of some type of hacking or the grid, whatever it may be, man. We're just gonna see how Yahweh Shem Shai is gonna do it. But the MOTB has to come before all, destruction, right? And that's why I get these. This is the scripture, St. Matthew 24 and verse 6. It says, "And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet." Right, so we're seeing these wars because right now the Middle East is hot right now. You got Iran bombing military facilities all throughout the region, right? Israel hitting Hezbollah, which is Lebanon, that's to the north of them. What's his name? Iran, they're shut down the Strait of Hormuz, right? And which leads me to the first bullet point, which is famine, right? Or famine, or in parentheses, cost of things. Okay, because that's part of the famine. It may not be that there isn't any food, right? But there isn't it can't come over here, and the lifeline to of the world is fuel, energy. Okay, so what about when you can't bring in your crude oil, right? And that's why the Americans, Nero 47, he jacked Venezuela for their oil. Okay, this is Revelation chapter 6 and verse 6. It says, "And I heard a voice in the midst of the 4 beasts, and the beast say, a measure of wheat for a penny, and a measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny, and see thou hurt not the oil and wine." Right, so it's not just a 1 penny, right? The way we see as, well, they're not making no pennies anymore, right? But this penny goes into a full day's labor. I was thinking about this verse, number A, letter A, towards the bottom. It says, I'll just start from the top. "A Roman silver coin in New Testament time. It took its name from it being equal to 10 asses." So think about it. 10 donkeys is worth 1, I think it was a denarion, G1219. a number after 217 BC increased to 16, about 3.898 grams, or 0.1375 ounces. It was the principal silver coin of the Roman Empire. From the parable of the laborers in the vineyard, it would seem that a denarius was then an ordinary pay for a day's wage, right? That's what I was thinking. It was the ones that came in at different times of the day, and the ones that came early, they were hating, right? Because they're putting in more work. But reading again, it says, a measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny, and see thou hurt not the oil and wine, right? So it's a day's wage, right? Whatever it may be, you know, say you make $200, you know, of a day, so to speak. That's just gonna be a loaf of bread, which is what? That's inflation, right? And how much more hyperinflation when you go to the store and you see a loaf of bread for $200, come back at 12 o'clock in the afternoon, and the shit shot up to 400. Come back in the evening, the next day or whatever it may be, right? Now it's $600. That is hyperinflation. That's what's gonna come, man. And then the dollar ain't getting any stronger. It's getting weaker and weaker. Right? So that's the famine. That's part of the famine, right? And you're gonna have no supply, because trucks ain't gonna be coming in and this and that, and you know, motherfuckers gonna be robbing and stealing. These are all prophecies that's gonna come to pass, because we're living in a proud world, man. These motherfuckers is mad proud. Oh, sorry. It says, and see thou hurt not the oil and the wine, right? Because the truth, man, that's what's truly gonna sustain you, right? So the oil and the wine going into this truth. Well, I want to get a time in history where famine was rampant in Israel, man. This is 2 Kings chapter 6 and verse 24. It says, and it came to pass after this that Ben-Hadad, king of Syria, gathered all his hosts and went up and besieged Samaria, right, northern kingdom. And there was a great famine in Samaria, and behold, they besieged it until an ass's head was sold for 80 pieces of silver. Golly. 4, 2, 4, 6, 8. Yeah, 8. Oh, right there in the NAV, 80. The score is 20. So 4 times 20. So let me see, and it says sold for 4 pieces of silver, right? And the head doesn't have much meat. And this is a goddamn donkey, man. You know, goes show you that people, they're gonna be eating their pets. They're gonna be eating their dogs, their cats. Motherfuckers live off of goddamn cat food. Edomites, I've seen videos of Edomites. Motherfuckers are so broke that they be eating cat food. Dude was turning all yellow and shit. It says, and that's an unclean animal also. You know, so going off. Until an ass's head was sold for 80 pieces of silver. And it says, and the 4th part of a cab of dove's dung for 5 pieces of silver. It got to the point to where they were eating, dove shit. that right there is desperate times. And that's what's coming to America, man. And these average Americans, they're not ready for that. They don't fast. They're constantly snacking. Blood sugars be fucking high, right? It's a constant thing of eating out. The food that they consume is drugs. So think about it, man. They're gonna be addicts coming down. Their mind ain't gonna be right. It says, and all verse 26, and as the king of Israel was passing by upon the wall, there cried a woman unto him, saying, Lord, saying, help, my lord, O king. And he said, if Yahweh Shem Yahushai do not help thee, whence shall I help thee? Out of the barn floor or out of the winepress? Right? So he said, basically, the Lord got you in this. How can I help you? And the barn floors where you would hit the wheat and stuff, so that way you could make it powder. And at the wine press, that's where you make the wine. So he's making a example of tribulation by comparing it to those things. Verse 28, and the king said unto her, what aileth thee? And she answered, this woman said unto me, give thy son, that we may eat him today, and we will eat my son tomorrow. Think about that, man. I mean, right now, shit, man. This, truly, the love of many is waxing cold. It's in a story where a woman smoked her daughter and then, ate some lead herself. And man, been prophesying that through the spirit, these murder suicides, man, finna go up. But now, how much more for you to survive? To eat your child? That shit is a demon, man. Right? So they made a deal, right? It says, so we boiled my son and did eat him. God damn. And I said unto her on the next day, give thy son that we may eat him. And she hid her son. Right? So she got finessed into being a cannibal, but saving her child. Right? And we, as hopeful members of the elect, we understand that we're going to go through hard times. But the Lord's not going to put that spirit upon us to, we're not going to be, we will have temptation, you could say, of, oh shit, like you could just eat this possum, put a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, a little cayenne, and it almost tastes like chicken if you hold your nose. We're not going to be falling into eating unclean meats. Motherfuckers finna be eating rats and different vermin in order to survive. And we as the hopeful elect, man, we finna deny that. Fuck that, man. This shit up out of here. Smacked it, because we have rules that we live by. And Yahweh Shem Yahushai, is gonna put the spirit upon us to, okay, yeah, fuck it, I'm not gonna eat this. And then, who knows, man, next second could be, you pass the test. Chicken, some nice chicken, nice roast. This is Isaiah chapter 65 verse 13. It says, therefore, thus saith the Lord power, behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. Behold, my servant shall sing for joy of heart, but ye shall cry for sorrow of heart, and shall howl for vexation of spirit. And Yahweh Shem Yahushai is going to let it be known who are his servants. Right? Because we go to the word servant, and it's H5650 is ibad, and goes into servant, manservant, slave. Here, worshipers, servants, worshipers of the Most High. Right. So that's what his true worshipers who worship him in truth and sincerity. Right. They're gonna have food. They're gonna have water. Think about it, man. That those late nights, wake up and walk to the fridge and get you a bottle of water. You got the little gallon thing, just fill your cup up and gulp, and then you hit it. So refreshing. Well, people, they're not going to be able to quench that thirst. Right? So now, that was the famine and the cost. So now going into the political, right? No, sorry, geopolitical and security fallout, right? Because it could go into, right now it could be a perfect time to stage, different, to hack the systems, the grid system, it's happened already. I forgot when, but they were talking about they done hacked, I forgot who it was as well. They hacked the water and the sewage, if I'm not mistaken, and somewhere in the United States. Right, constantly talking about hacking this and it's because it's cyber warfare. Right, and one of the things that they could do is hit the grid system, the electronical grid, right? And that's going to bring, this is the second Ezra chapter 15 verse 11, and I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm and smite Egypt with plagues as before, right? Because this is known as spiritual Sodom and Egypt, America, Babylon the Great. And it says, and smite Egypt with plagues as before. So it's going to be a new time when it's going to happen. And I will destroy all the land thereof. And Egypt shall mourn, the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that the Most High shall bring upon it. Right? The Heavenly Father, He's going to do the way He did Egypt. Right? Because the brother was going into the curses that fell upon Egypt. The plagues, I should say. They were attacking there, that it was like an attack not only on the people and agriculture and stuff like that, but it was attack on the economy, right? The fish, when the when the water turned blood, right? The hail, the locusts, the boils, you know what I'm saying? All those things, the darkness, that's what's gonna come again. Darkness. Think about it, man. Attack on the grid, and then now, motherfuckers start looting. It's just, it leads to, that's why I named it, it's a catalyst of more plagues. Right? They had that movie, National Geographic, Blackout or Dark, some along them lines, right? Where the dude at the beginning, he done killed the dude with a can good, cause he tried to jack him. People are gonna be turning on themselves, and we gonna get, that's the social impact as well, and hey man, that's what we want, man. I be reading them headlines. Hell yeah, man. Call your bashim out shy. These goddamn devils, man. I'm tired of seeing them. The smug look. Be reading the comments, and I'll be all right. Hell yeah, man. When the Lord brings down these goddamn haughty people, and this is the poors, the low class, the peasants of goddamn Esau. How much more them that control the money that control the laws, eating the finest of the food, right? Goddamn Rothschilds and the Rockefellers, just imagine how prideful and smug they are. So let me go to Obadiah chapter 1 and verse 7. Right, because I was listening to who was I listening to? Tucker Carlson, and he was explaining how being in league with America it's all risk and no reward, basically, right? Because America made deals that you sell our oil in dollars, and basically will protect you. But now he was explaining that I think it was in Kuwait or Qatar. Well, basically, one of their allies, he removed a missile defense system, and you know where he put it? He put it in the borders of Israel, so that way they could be protected when Iran be throwing the missiles. So he removed it from one of his allies and gave it to their pappy, you know, the ones that truly run America. So he was explaining, well, shit, man, we're doing all this, we agreed to this, but then they're noticing that America doesn't got our back. You know, he was mentioning a lot of points in that interview, well, in that little podcast that he had done. I think it's one of his latest ones. It's a little long, but you know, Lord willing, I'm gonna do a lesson off of some things that he had said. This is Obadiah chapter 1 and verse 7. It says, all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that are at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him. And Apostle Har, he made a quick video, and he was explaining how, well, the dude that he was responding to was mentioning that, hey man, no one fucking trusts America. How they were they were talking it out basically with Iran, but then in the meanwhile they were loading up the attack. And this is a constant thing, you know, with America. They cannot be trusted. They truly cannot be trusted. Right? And going into the hacking of things, man, it could just be, oh, look, they done hacked the money system. Right? The infrastructure for the MOTB is, man, this shit's already set. Because again, this is part of prophecy. Revelation 13 verse 16, it says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that hath the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Right, so this is going to be a test for everybody, rich or poor, right? You're going to have to receive a charagma in your hand, right? Or in your forehead, going into the miracles that he does with his Neuralink and these other companies that do the brand, was it computer brain interface, a brain computer interface, right? They give sight to the blind. Paraplegics could walk again. These dudes that have their nervous system messed up, they could reuse limbs, right? And the financial aspect that we cannot forget, is that, you know, the crashing of the dollars already is happening. They got the new system, and you ain't gonna be able to buy or sell without having the mark. And they have been conditioning the people through their cartoons, the movies. Shit, there's even, you know, you be having them underground rappers, you know, speak about it. Like, you had that dude well, not the dude, Goody Mob is one, Nonfiction's another, you know, Absol, shit like that, man. He's a little mainstream, the last one, but still, you know. So now going to the social aspect of things, right? Because again, all you're gonna need is false flags in order to move people to war, all right, or not. Had these motherfuckers, because remember in I think it was Ukraine, they were snatching people up off the street. Get your ass up. You going to war, boy. You gonna fight that war, boy. And I've been seeing what have I been seeing? Oh yeah, I've been seeing little TikToks talking about Trump. What was his name? Barron. Yeah, send his ass to war. Right? His father wants to put. Oh, because that's what he said. He says some of us are gonna die. Some of us. What the fuck you mean some of us? Or no, we are gonna some shit. He said like he's gonna fight. Like, you know what I'm saying? His people are gonna be good. They had that song Fortunate Son, right? And it goes into you know, them being they ain't a, for the most part, people aren't that the politicians, right? They be exempt, right? And I looked up some time ago on ChatGPT again. I asked it, give me a list of presidents, both Democratic and Republican, on who were draft dodgers. And it broke down, well, it's not actually draft dodging if you do it by, how to say, going to school, you get exempted, college, stuff like that, and then also medical. And a lot of motherfuckers, they got some shit about like some bri- bone sprouts or something like that. I forgot what it is, but something to do with like your foot, like a bone. Man, motherfuckers be lying, bro. And guess who did a little who used that excuse? Right, Nero 47. The nigga talking about fight, but hell no, that's you guys fight. You guys fight for me. Because again, he's not gonna send his blood, his flesh, his son out there to go fight. Right? And not to the Biden, he was in that shit. All right. I forgot who else, but you know, they're a bunch of hypocrites. See, because back then our kings, they used to go to war. Shit, man, King David. Read up on the on his mighty works, how he used to lead. You know what I'm saying? This is Second Ezra chapter 6 and verse 33. It says, the virgins shall mourn, having no bridegrooms. The men shall mourn, having no husbands. Their daughters shall mourn, having no helpers. Right? Men are going to be drafted. All you women as well. Right? That little easy paycheck. Right? Being able to, you know, just in the rear with the gear. Absolutely not. Right? There's a draft is coming. Yeah, Trump talking about all these high numbers of this and that. But you see, the information is out there. That who's truly pulling the strings. It's Israel, man. You had Bibi coming over here. I think Tucker Carlson said 17 times in the past couple years, and it's always been the same thing: attack Iran, nuclear weapons, and this and that. All right. So they're gonna have no husbands, bridegrooms, males ain't finna be out here, and that's why Isaiah 4:1 is gonna happen. All right, and we ain't just gonna be settling for no cute face and some big titties, man. We gonna have the cream of the crop, being able to really discern spirits, man. Like, nah, she ain't no good. Kick rocks. Verse 34, it says, in the wars shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine. I be seeing people with their army shirts, the marine shirts, different United States Armed Forces shirts. I'd be like, yeah, this motherfucker finna die in World War III. I met a dude, mutual friend, right? He introduced me. I was like, bro, what the fuck? Like, I didn't tell him nothing. He was like, man, I'm ready. You ready for what? You know you, and that's when I was like, you know you going World War III. But he said that he was just doing it for the money, to get himself and his family out of poverty. I'm like, God damn. And it was Issachar, so-called Mexican man, right? And one of the things that could happen, right, is sedition of men, as far as them protesting the wars, right? This is 2nd Ezra chapter 15 and verse, well, should I get 15? It says, for the sword in their verse 14, woe to the world and them that dwell therein. It's like it. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. Right? Because class war, civil war is coming, man. It's been, movies on that. It says, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. And that's what's coming, right? With these things ramping up. Okay, man, people are going to run up in their homes here. Continuing, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Martial law. Are you having these different diseases? And I was watching Fear of the Walking Dead, and they did a form of medical martial law. It says, for because of the pride the city shall be destroyed, and the houses shall be, for because of their pride the houses shall be troubled, and the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. And that goes back to the famine point, right? The sedition of men, because, it's going to be crazy, man. Just like in Mexico, they be lynching and dragging motherfucking mayors, tying his ass up to a truck and pulling that motherfucker through the city. That's coming here to America. Gavin Newsom and, these different mayors and governors, right? They're going to be prey out here from these people, because they understand that they're getting bamboozled. Because again, their blood, they're the lesser luminaries, right? They be exempt from things. I'm gonna end off with this. Isaiah chapter 19 and verse 2, it says, and I will set the Egyptian against the Egyptian. Modern day Egyptian is the American. And they shall fight every one against his brother, and every one against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. All right. So motherfuckers finna be fighting over some moldy ass bread. They gonna be fighting over, packet of crackers. Goddamn juice box and shit. And the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof, and they shall seek to the idols, and to the charmers, and to them that have familiar spirits, and to the wizards. Right, so Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, he's going to take away, the pomp of Egypt. That spirit of, we're the best. You know what I'm saying? We got the strongest army, the flyest weapons. We're unstoppable. Right? But he's going to take that shit away. Make it be known that America is being touched. They never have been touched. And they shall seek to the idols, and to the charmers, and to them that have familiar spirits, and to the wizards. Right? These are all left-hand sources that America, dives deep into. And the Egyptian will I give over into the hand of a cruel lord, and a fierce king shall rule over them. Through the spirit that is Neuro 47, Orange Brain, saith the Lord, and Yahweh Bashem Yahushua of hosts. So that's what's coming, man. And we're seeing that, like the dude has said, Tucker Carlson was speaking about the 4 or 5 weeks he's talking about. Because America, that's what he was saying, that is low on certain rockets and things of that nature, right? Because the least of the flock's gonna draw them out. All right, so I'm gonna go. I'm gonna close out by giving all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Chakodash, Brakata Yahweh, Brakata Yahweh Shai, Shalom.